Hey, what's going on, you guys? It's your man James, aka JP, back again with the toy room, and today is very exciting. We are going to go to my local Macy's because Toysrus is now officially in every single Macy's around the whole US. So if you have a Macy's, be sure to check out your local Macy's so you can see your brand new local Toysrus sections. Now, it is important to note that not every Macy's is built evenly. By that I mean some Toysrus sections are going to be much bigger than others. I have a feeling that my section today is actually going to be a little small because my Macy's is kind of just inside of my local mall, so I don't think this section is going to be that big or anything special. But if you go out to like New York or something, they have really awesome, really big, amazing Toysrus sections in the Macy's. I'll throw some pictures up while I'm talking about that here now. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get in the car, drive over to the mall, and go inside of Macy's to see the brand new Toysrus section. Alright, you guys, we are here. We made it. You can see brand new Toysrus with this awesome Jeffrey the Giraffe photo opportunity here. I like how low the bench is just to make it easier for, you know, little kids. Now, tomorrow kicks off the grand opening celebration, but I'm not going to be able to make it tomorrow, so I'm filming the video today. You can scan this QR code here if you want to learn more. But it looks like every single day starting from the 15th all the way through the 23rd, they're going to be having different events. So you can see it's Barbie Day, Fisher Price Day. Jeffrey's birthday is an interesting one that I may want to actually come for. And then also Pokemon and Lego Day may actually be some interesting ones as well. It looks like this table will be set up for the event. But let's go ahead and get right into it. It's actually a pretty decent size. So it goes all the way down here and then comes all the way around down there. So a lot bigger than I was expecting. And right off the bat, we already see something that I do want to purchase. If you guys remember when we visited the Toysrus in New York, I did purchase this plush. It was actually New Jersey, not New York, but same thing. I purchased this plush, and then it looks like they have the special holiday version of Jeffrey here for $12.99. So I am going to purchase him. Have Christina hold that. Then I am on the fence about this glass ornament. I don't know. Toysrus 2022. It is see-through and it just has like Christmas lights and Jeffrey right there on the back. I don't know. This I'm on the fence about. This is $9.99. I'm gonna put that back. This is really cool. It's a Toysrus Kid Fund, so it's like a little piggy bank that's just see-through and it has Jeffrey. I guess you just throw money in there, so that's pretty interesting. And then some other stuff. You have your make your own frame kit, some stickers, a miniature version of the plush that you can put on a keychain, and then a bunch of different reusable bags that are all very cool. I love these. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look around. Right off the bat, I see the Imaginarium brand. This was Toysrus's own brand back in the day. They had a whole Imaginarium section. It was a bunch of different like learning and science toys. They even, looks like they moved into making like Fisher Price type of toys here. And then if you guys remember the iconic Imaginarium train set, such an amazing piece right there to see. And then over here, it looks like we have some little tykes. So nothing too different there. And then you have the Disney section over here, and it looks like this is part of Jeffrey's birthday scavenger hunt, answer number 4, and I guess you have to scan this QR code. I did notice a bunch of these all around here. We'll point out the other ones as we see them, but I guess there's some sort of scavenger hunt going on, and Christina's going to actually scan that right there. It may not be going yet since it's not Jeffrey's birthday event, but here you go. So it looks like it gives you some sort of riddle right there to start the scavenger hunt. So we'll do that a little later on, or Christina will do that while I'm filming right now. Then on this side, looks like we have some Mr. Potato Head, different versions. I've never seen these before. These are actually pretty interesting. And then over here, looks like we have some Blue's Clues stuff. Oh.
So here's the first question. Can you find a T-Rex, Velociraptor, and Pterodactyl without going back in time?
That's the Jurassic Park section, probably. You go find that. There was a clue over by Legos, I think. So then over here we have the VTech stuff, all the learning toys, and then the Disney Junior, the other side of the Disney Junior section over here. And we have Paw Patrol right over this way. But before we get there, we're going to continue on this way. So yeah, this kind of goes into like the learning toys and the infant toys with Baby Shark. And then Bluey over here. Some stuff that I don't normally see, so that's actually nice to see that there is some different stuff here. And they got a pretty big selection of Baby Shark stuff. And then more learning toys over here with Leapfrog. And then Coco Melon. This is going to be very popular during the holidays. It always is. And another thing I was pretty excited to see is Chuggington. I have not seen Chuggington toys since Toysrus closed initially years ago. So it is nice to see Chuggington. I haven't noticed any Thomas the Tank Engine anywhere. But just having Chuggington, that is really cool. Very underrated show in my opinion. And then we have PJ Masks over on this side. And then moving over there, we're going to go this way. And this is Spidey and the Amazing Friends. So this is still in the like toddler preschool section type of toys. And then you have Peppa Pig on this side. Right over here. And Peppa Pig continues on this side. And then that leads back into Paw Patrol like I mentioned before. And Paw Patrol on the end cap. And then these are arts and crafts. So you have all the Melissa and Doug toys over here. And then more Melissa and Doug. This whole section is Melissa and Doug. And coming back over this way, you have the die-cast Paw Patrol. Little like Hot Wheel knockoffs essentially. And then more of the more deluxe vehicles. And then even more Paw Patrol. So a lot of Paw Patrol. Just an entire, I don't know what you call this, but an entire display of Paw Patrol. And a lot of Melissa and Doug as well. And that's another thing that Toys R Us was kind of famous for. As well as, you know, Imaginarium. But having Melissa and Doug, you got this whole section over here. As well as this big section back over this way. So a lot of Paw Patrol. A lot of Melissa and Doug. A lot of Imaginarium. And it looks like we got more of the Disney stuff with Gabby's Dollhouse right over here. And then I actually missed this section over here, so we're gonna revert. We're all over the place. Oh, here is some Thomas and Friends. I didn't see any Thomas and Friends before, but we have some Thomas and Friends over here. And then you have this, whatever this is, this like little cone thing here. It's almost like a Christmas tree made out of plush animals. So that is pretty cool. You have a holiday Stitch. That is pretty awesome. Man, I just love seeing that Toys R Us sign on display. And this is like a Fisher Price section with the new DC Super Pets. So that's pretty cool. Take a look at that. And more of the Fisher Price toys here. I am on the lookout for the Fisher Price ET 40th anniversary figures. I haven't seen them in store yet. So it would be pretty cool to find here. It looks like there is a sale, 20% off the original price. So that is pretty cool. Oh, some more Thomas and Friends over here. Kind of randomly mixed in with the other Fisher Price like infant toys. So that's a little interesting. The placement of that's just a little weird, but whatever. Then you have this Ready Set Play display here. My guess is that there are going to be maybe some Legos or Mega Blocks or some sort of interactive feature here. So that will be interesting to see. I'm sure that's going to be part of the event tomorrow. But it just says Ready Set Play on all four sides. And then over here you have the Barbie section. So coming around, more Gabby's Dollhouse, and more Gabby's Dollhouse over here. So that's pretty interesting. And even more Gabby's Dollhouse, and these are 10% off. And a whole section of Rainbow High over here, as well as continued on over this way. And then more Rainbow High on this side. And then that goes over to the LOL dolls, which are always popular during the holidays. And then it looks like we also have a continuation of Barbie over this way with, of course, the 2022 holiday Barbies and all of the different ethnicities. And then just some other regular Barbie stuff over here. And it looks like pretty much everything is on sale. You can see 20% off original price for these. And I know we're kind of all over the place, but that's just kind of how this layout is. So over here we have all the Minnie Mouse toys. Like the little doctor checkup set. Whoa. And then over on this side, more LOL. And we didn't check the end cap over here. So it looks like LOL is 15% off. Yeah, LOL. And then more LOLs over here. Looks like Monster High on this end cap. Not much for Monster High, but there you go. And then this end cap here, I really love seeing Raya and the Last Dragon. kind of interesting since the movie isn't really all that relevant or like popular at the moment. But there you go, Disney Princess. You have Raya and the Last Dragon on the end cap. And then it says LOL over here, but this is actually Karma's World. So there you go. And then more Disney Princess continued on over here. So that's what I was saying, like the layout's a little weird. You got Disney Princess on this end cap, but then LOL on the inside, and then Disney Princess over here, and then more Disney Princess over here. So you got Disney Princess. These are pretty cool. These are like villains Barbies almost. Oh, this is the new Hasbro packaging that doesn't have any open windows. I do not like these packaging whatsoever, but there you go. So I'm assuming this is sort of like a Barbie doll type of thing. Actually, it's probably going to be similar to that right there. We have more Disney Princess stuff down here. And then we took a look at that already. What do we have on the end cap? Mermaid High, so that's interesting. Looks like another variation of Rainbow High and Monster High. I haven't heard of Mermaid High yet. And of course you have your traditional, like, you know, baby toddler dolls. You have a very massive Harry Potter section. That is pretty interesting. A lot of Harry Potter. And then behind here, even more Barbie, of course. Ton of Barbie. And moving over this way, we're getting to the good stuff over here. We have For Real Friends, so all the different versions of that. And Polly Pocket on this end cap, and these are 10% off. And then the You and Me, all the baby dolls, those over there. And then all of that continued over this way, Baby Alive. And then another one of these little interactive play areas, and My Little Pony over here. And continuing on from My Little Pony, now we're getting over to the good stuff. So we have the Marvel section here. This is pretty much all Spider-Man, so a lot of cool stuff. I really like the Spider-Mobile over here with Miles Morales. That is pretty interesting. Spider guitar, and then some random Power Rangers helmet that I'm sure is not supposed to go there. And as far as Marvel Legends, older waves, but still Marvel Legends nonetheless. Yeah, it looks like it's just pretty much all that specific wave. And you have the vintage Kenner style figures here. I love this Venom. Pretty cool. And just like your standard Marvel figures, nothing too interesting with these. And coming over to this side, again, on sale, 20% off original price, which I'm not sure if these are actually labeled. So they're not labeled like how much they cost, so I don't know what the price of most of the stuff actually is. But you can see more of the Titan figures over here. And that brings us over to Pokemon. So right on the end cap, all the Mega Block stuff pretty much. Oh, we have some Funko Pops. So we have Squirtle, already have him. And randomly Ron Weasley and Batman. So a weird assortment of Funko Pops. These are the only Pops that I think I've seen so far. And then you also have Pokemon cards as well. And coming over to this side, you have Transformers. A good mixture of like the infant style and the collector style as well. And moving over to this side, more of the adult-oriented Transformers. And some new Black Adam figures as well. But again, the placement of this is all random. It's like all Transformers and then Black Adam. Then this whole section looks to be Batman and DC. Some more of the Black Adam. These are the Titan figures. And then more of that same pop that we saw over before. And then these little mini like blind boxes. And now we have the Jakks Pacific Mario figures. So a lot of good stuff there. So that is pretty cool. And then all of these guys have been in store for a while, so nothing new with these guys over here. And we have another one of these little interactive stations over here. And the Star Wars section over here. So I did find some more Funko Pops. We'll take a look at in a second. But here we go. So we have the Mandalorian. These are all older as well, so nothing like too interesting. These boxes got damaged though. I don't know what's going on. It's like water damage almost. But yeah, you have this Luke Skywalker with Grogu over here. And actually, I haven't seen this before. So you have Pictionary Air Star Wars Edition, and the pen is actually like themed after R2-D2, which is interesting. It would have made more sense if they themed it after like a lightsaber, but hey, you have R2-D2 there, so that's pretty cool. I haven't seen this before, so I like that I'm finding some new stuff as well as like a mixture of old stuff that you can, you can basically find anywhere. And then over on this side we have the Jurassic Park section and another one of the scavenger clues right over here. And then some simple stuff that you see everywhere, and then randomly some Buzz Lightyear from the new Pixar movie Lightyear action figures. A lot of Imaginext stuff as well as just the standard stuff. And coming over to this side, again, like just randomly Transformers over here when the rest of the Transformers are over there. I don't know if there's any like actual like layout they're supposed to follow or if they're just putting things wherever, but you do have some Power Ranger stuff and some stuff I've never seen before, like this 2-pack over here I've never seen before, or this as well. So like I said, a mixture of just like old stuff like these guys, but then new stuff that I don't see anywhere like Target or Walmart or anything like that. And then let me actually finish over here before we move over to the Nerf. So we have more of the Jurassic Park stuff on this end cap, and then that brings us to Nerf over here. So pretty decent selection of Nerf, nothing too crazy, but you have the basic essentials, so that is pretty nice to see. And Nerf is 20% off as well. And then moving over this way, we have, oh my god, Fastlane. I used to see these all the time. I think these were an exclusive Toysrus brand of like die-cast cars. They were like a cheaper version of Hot Wheels essentially. So you have this pack of like monster trucks, and they were infamous for selling like in these big old tubes, so that is pretty cool. Man, the memories that I'm getting now with the Fastlane, if the camera will focus. There we go. So 20 monster trucks in here. I wonder what the price of this is. If it's 20 bucks, that's actually a decent deal. But again, no like price labels on them or anything. And you also have these Fastlane cars over here that comes in like a truck hauler, so that's really nice to see. Put that back down over there, and then we have some more Nerf continued on from over here. So we have Nerf over there on that wall and Nerf over here as well. This is more like the Nerf sports stuff, so you have all the different types of balls and footballs and everything, and randomly some Marvel stuff, because why not? No, actually this makes sense. This is the Marvel Nerf collab, so that actually makes sense. And these are 20% off. And then some other random Nerf guns as well. And then more Nerf over on this side. And then what's on this back side? Probably Nerf continued, yep. Some Nerf Minecraft and Marvel stuff. And then bringing us over this way, this is like more sports stuff. So you have an inflatable boxing bag by the Stats brand. This sounds familiar, but I can't remember exactly if this was like a Toys R Us themed brand or not. And then you have Black Series sporting stuff, I guess. I've never heard of this brand before, but that's interesting to see. And then you even have some summer toys that are all on clearance. So we have that for $5.24, which looks like it should have just been the regular price for that to begin with, but there you go. You got some summer toys on clearance at that. And then more outdoor toys or outdoor like sports stuff here. This is actually really cool. An inflatable hockey table for the pool. That is really cool. I'm actually kind of interested in this. What is the price? There we go. $34.99. Probably a lot more than I'd actually willing to want to pay for something like this, but still pretty cool. I've never seen this before. Put that back, and then more of that. So now let's move over this way. So we have sharper image, remote control stuff, and actually not too much remote control stuff that I've seen here, which is a little interesting, but there you go. More sharper image stuff right over here, and a couple of drones as well. And then more sharper image stuff. So not really heavy on the RC stuff, but I did find some more Fastlane. But before we get over to Fastlane, let's just finish with this side of the sharper image remote control. So it's a lot of continued stuff, nothing too interesting. But Fastlane, I am actually interested about. So here you go with Fastlane, all the different versions. So you have this little rescue center set that looks pretty cool. You have this guy here that looks pretty cool, the cement mixer. And then the rescue station. Man, I vividly remember all of this, the whole Fastlane aisle. So it's really cool to see all this stuff making a comeback. And then, of course, naturally, that's going to lead us into Hot Wheels with all the different play sets. Nothing new. This is all stuff I've seen everywhere else. But they are 20% off, which again is nice. And then you have some die-cast as well. The Batman Animated Series wave of stuff, which is nice. I actually picked this one up not too long ago. And then your traditional like 20 pack of Hot Wheels, as well as other Mario Kart sets. And then another one of these little interactive display things that they don't have anything set up yet, but I'm sure that they will. This one would probably, my guess would be having like some Play-Doh or kinetic sand on display. It just makes sense because Play-Doh is right over there. And then on this side we have the Hot Wheels Monster Jam collection of stuff over here. And moving over this way, like I mentioned before, all the different Play-Doh and like slime stuff and some random tech decks that I'm sure that's not supposed to go there. Somebody probably just threw that there. And then more kinetic sand and Play-Doh. And coming over to this side, even more kinetic sand, which again, you see everywhere. This stuff is nothing new, but it's the essentials. Like you have to have Play-Doh and kinetic sand. And then even more Play-Doh and kinetic sand. And then Animal Zone. I don't recall this being, I've never heard of this brand. I don't think this was a Toysrus like brand back in the day. Animal Zone, interesting. So they got like a collection of dragons, and then your, of course, like Animal Zone bucket of, you know, fish and sharks and stuff. So that's pretty cool. I've seen this style of stuff before. I've just never actually heard of this brand, Animal Zone. Pretty interesting. And of course, National Geographic, because you have to have this. You see these everywhere, Walmart, Target, but these are 10% off. And then more National Geographic on this side. And then what do we have over here? STMT. Never heard of this, but this is arts and crafts like bead making and even like painting, all this stuff here. I may have to do a voiceover on this section because I have a speaker right above me playing copyright music, but here you go. So STMT, oh, here we go. Simple, trendy, modern touch. So there you go. So it's like painting and bead making and whatnot, and then more of that stuff here. So different bead makers and all the arts and crafts, and then of course some random Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head and a really cool jelly bean dispenser over here. That's actually really cool. And then more of those reusable bags that we saw earlier, which makes sense to keep those right behind the registers. Christina just found this behind the register. It is a Toysrus gift card. So this is really cool. It's like a shiny metallic blue. It's really not doing it a good job on camera of showing that's a good job right there. But it's this nice shiny metallic color. It says Macy's and Toysrus. So I think I'm actually going to pick one of these up just because why not? And if we move over to this way, more of the science discovery stuff. That says I don't want to grow up, I want to be a Toysrus kid. Over there. And then on the back side of this is more of the bead making. So nothing too interesting there, but we do have more Mr. and Mrs. Potato Heads. And moving on from there, this is it says Give Love. I have no idea what that's about, but you have more of the bead making and like just teenage, not teenage, but like what do you call that age? Like, I don't know, 8, 9, 10-year-olds. All their different type of arts and crafts. So you have all of that right there. And then Legos over here, which feel a little out of place. I feel like the Legos should have been back over that way, but you have Legos. Nothing too interesting though. You have like the Harry Potter sets and some of the floral sets. And then like some Lego City and Lego Duplo. And then you have Star Wars and some other random sets over here. The Thor, Love and Thunder, and more Star Wars sets, and the Technique sets, and another one of these scavenger hunt clues right over here. And then the registers are right over there, and you have more games over this way. So you have Monopoly, Jurassic Park, a bunch of different types of Monopolies. And what is this? Like a mixture of games and just other random things, like miniature puzzles. I have no idea what's it. Oh, it's like a 3D puzzle type of thing almost. That's pretty cool. And just a bunch of other random stuff. And then on this side, looks like all puzzles. And some more games. These are classics. Yeah, not much of a selection with games, which I'm actually very, very surprised about. And you have some other random stuff in this corner. Oh, this is pretty cool. It's a Melissa and Doug dinosaur rug. And this is similar to like the old like Hot Wheels type of rugs, this, where you had the city and you drove the cars on. Except this is for dinosaurs. So that is actually pretty cool. I've never seen something like that before. And the last section that we have over here is Playmobil, which Toys R Us used to have a huge Playmobil section, and now you don't really see Playmobil as much. There's a decent selection in Walmart, but other than that, you don't really see that much Playmobil. So some interesting stuff over here, and we have kids crying. Welcome to Toys R Us, y'all. Welcome to Toys R Us. And more Playmobil over this way, and you have this really cool Ghostbusters set, but this looks like it's from the yeah, this is the newer Ghostbusters. So there you go with the kids. So that's interesting. And then the last thing, oh, we got a basketball Playmobil right over there. And I think that is it. And these are also 20% off. Now there is one other section that I do want to show off, and that's not Toys R Us related, but kind of. You'll see what I mean. There's a whole clearance section over here for Macy's, and they have a bunch of just like board games and toys and stuff that are on clearance that are actually really cheap and pretty good prices, and they're right over this way. So let's go ahead and take a look at that red table right over there. You can see right here it says save 60 to 75% or more, and then this says like 70 to 80%. They have a bunch of different like puzzles over here, as well as just like these board games or like card games. So you have the Impractical Jokers game, which was normally $19.99, and it's on clearance for $4.93. So that is a really good deal. Love is Blind over here for also $4.93. You have Snakeness, which doesn't seem to, oh yes, it has a price right over here. Snakeness for $4.93. The Netflix game for also $4.93. So, and this is pretty new, I believe. And then you have the Hot Ones game, which I bought this full price, so I'm pretty upset that it is here for also $4.93. And it looks like almost all this stuff is like $10 and under. So a lot of good stuff over here, and you even have like Super Soakers, or not the actual brand Super Soaker, but you have X-Shot, and these are $7.49. And then some darts as well, Mega X Dart Pack for $2.93. So that is a pretty good deal. They got a lot of good stuff over here. You even have Twister Splash for $4.93. This actually I might pick up. This is $4.93, and that's a Super Soaker like volleyball net type of thing. That's pretty cool. You have this Super Soaker like launcher arm cannon type of thing. So a lot of good stuff here, and it just keeps going. All of this stuff is on clearance, so pretty awesome. Alright you guys, so I gotta say, I was thoroughly impressed. That was way bigger of a section than I thought it was gonna be. I honestly thought it was just gonna be like, I don't know, like a small little section with a couple of shelves, but this was actually like a whole dedicated section of the store, which again, I was very surprised about. Not too many like crazy interesting things, at least for me personally, that I wanted to pick up. Like I said, all I got was that Jeffrey the Giraffe plush, but oh, and the gift card as well. But I don't know, there wasn't like a ton of crazy things that I needed, but there was a good amount of variety of old stuff that you can find at like, you know, Target and Walmart, but also a bunch of new stuff that I haven't seen before at any of the other stores. So a nice mix of stuff. I was thoroughly impressed with this, and it's just so amazing and nostalgic just seeing the Toys R Us branding, having that photo op with the Jeffrey the Giraffe on the bench, and man, it's just it's a good day. I'm so happy that Toys R Us is finally back, and I cannot be any more happy, any more excited, and I hope you guys are as well. Like I said, this is going to be hitting every Macy's, or it's at, I don't know if the camera's focused on me, there we go. It is at every single Macy's currently right now, and there will be events starting tomorrow all the way through, I think it was the 23rd or something like that. But definitely check your local Macy's, because every single Macy's in the US should currently have a Toys R Us section. Granted, not all of them are going to be the same, so yours may not be as big as mine, or yours may be even bigger than mine. You know, every store varies, but definitely check all of your local Macy's for Toys R Us. This is such an amazing day, and I am so happy for Toys R Us. So be sure to check out all of my other Toys R Us videos. I've been covering Toys R Us ever since they initially closed down. If you guys want to check out basically where we've gone from when Toys R Us closed down all the way till now at the reopening. So that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Share this video with your friends. Be sure to follow me on Instagram. That link's in the description down below. I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. As always, guys, stay tuned for more, and I'll see you guys next time.